Hello folks, it's Tana Simoncelli and I'm here to show you the easiest way to use WeVideo if you'd like to jazz up your back to school night virtual experience for your parents and for those students that need to watch this as well. So we are going to go through a couple of different tools that you can use within WeVideo. I will also show you an easy way to export your Google Slides presentation and then put it into your WeVideo. So let's go ahead and hop into WeVideo. So the login codes are on that slide that we sent out to you. You're going to go ahead and log in if you have already set up a previous account, or you will use Google. I'm going to go ahead and log in and I am all set to go. We are always using the single sign-on SOS for Google as we are logging into these products. All right, so as soon as you get into WeVideo, you will see this as the dashboard hub. Okay, so you have your dashboard up here. If this is your first time, unfortunately, there is a apply code. So you're going to go and put that over there on the side. On the left-hand side, apply that code. All right, so the quickest way to start this is to click on video. And if you have a project already started, great. If not, it'll just open up into the video project itself. Let's go ahead and name this project right away because we have those naming conventions. So let's say that you are teaching human anatomy, and then we want our name and BTSN 2020. So we are really looking for the name of the course. If you have the name of the course plus a numeric part of your title, make sure that you put that in there. So then that way, whatever will show up on the student's report card or hack, make sure that that is what is there. So when parents search for it in your playlist, they can find it later. All right. So now that we've named it, we're just going to go ahead and start a folder. So it automatically opened me up to my media. If it opens up in stock media, it will look like this. I've got my media. I am going to right click into this area and I'm going to create a new folder called BTSN 2020. So all of the media that I'm creating right now is going to go into that folder. So it's going to be here, probably at the bottom. Here it is. Bottom of your folders or right there, depending on how often you use this. Double click into it. So now anytime that you add the media into that portion, it will go in here. So I'm going to click on import. Okay, and I'm going to show you your little tools. So if you already have something that you've made, you can grab it from your desktop or files, or you can go into Google Drive. Okay, before I do that, I'd like to hop over to my Google slide presentation that I'd already made for back to school night. So because it is in the normal layout that a normal slide presentation would be, if I go up to File, and I click on download and I choose the PDF version. What this is going to do is it's going to make separate PDF files for each and every single slide that you have here. And the reason why that's so important is if you want to do voiceovers or do a screencast like this right over the slides, it downloads it in this nice little package here, and then I can upload it easily. Okay, so now that it's downloaded, I can go back over to WeVideo. Remember, it's open to my BTSN folder, and I'm going to click on Import. And I'm going to choose Browse to select because I'm grabbing it from my computer. Here is the BTSN. I'm going to open it. Now, you'll start to notice each slide will come through as a separate PDF. If you had any animations that were on that specific slide, okay, it's not going to follow you, okay? All right, now that those are all done loading, we are going to go ahead and start building. I'm going to hit F11 on my keyboard to get a full screen as I am producing this video. I'm also going to click out of my downloads banner so I can use the biggest canvases possible. Okay, so let's go quickly through the layers. Right here we have our audio 1 layer. So that is going to be anytime that you are adding music Or if you record a voiceover, you can always drag it into that layer. Voiceovers automatically, when you put those in, they will make a separate layer for each voiceover, but that's okay. We're going to be looking at this from left to right as far as the timeline is concerned. So our playhead, this blue playhead, is here, and it's going to work its magic all the way down the timeline. In order for you to zoom in on the timeline, this is important, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see that slide on the magnifying and taking that back out. Next layer is going to be video 1. I'm going to rename this to help you out. Base layer. This is going to be your base or your background, okay? And then your video 2, that would go ahead and be your text or picture-in-picture. Okay. All right, so this hopefully will help you. And as you look at it, then it's going to be layered as you're working on it. That's how I always tell the students. You can add as many layers as you need to. So if you need things flying in and, if you want to come out of the bat cave, whatever you want to do, hang from the ceiling, you can add more layers. But remember, this does not need to be Spielberg worthy. So let's go ahead and just start dragging and dropping those slides in. Now, if you would like to start off with a text slide as like a welcome to your back to school night, totally fine. You might want to use these texts, but what I will say is make sure that you use one that is consistent. Now notice I can put it on the base layer. That's totally fine, even though it's text. And I can stretch from the side. If I see 2 arrows, I can stretch from either side to elongate it, depending on where it is in my timeline. And if I have clicked on it, you will see that it is a gold highlight around the edge of this piece of media. If I double tap into it when it's gold, it's going to allow me to go in and type. I might put Tana Simon Sully there, or I might put it over here, and then I'll say human anatomy. Okay, there we go. You can change the colors for your school if you would like to, or if you have a theme going, totally up to you. All right, so if I want to make this longer, all I said before was drag it out, and notice you can see the number going back and forth and increasing and decreasing as your playhead is moving too. Your playhead is for when you want to review where it's playing from. So if you use the space bar, which is key, space bar is your friend, start and stop with the space bar instead of going up here every single time to hit play. Huge tip of the day. All right, now I am ready to go back over to my media, and I'm going to start dragging those slides in and giving them a little time to load, because it took mine, I would say about 30 seconds to a minute. I was really impatient, so just give them time. Now, if you think you're going to talk for about a minute per slide, you can go ahead and import them all at once and give yourself a time limit, or you can do it one by one and add a voiceover as you go, or add a webcam in as you go. And to do that, you are going to choose record up at the top of my media right here. And you're going to choose webcam, or you're going to choose your screen. So you could walk them through something on your screen. So if you are using Google Classroom and you wanted to point that out, you might do that when teachers and parents were face to face. So you can definitely do that here by using the screen record, or you can use your Screencastify and import that in if you're more comfortable using that tool. I'm going to go ahead and do a webcam gem. Let's hit next. It's going to give you the option here to use the devices just like you do with a Google Meet, and then you're going to click on Start Recording. Hello, my name is Tana Simon Sully, and I am the teacher for the Human Anatomy course. See, and if you mess up, you can always start over. Okay, record again. You get the gist. All right, start recording. Take as many takes as you need. It's totally fine. You can keep going, or just remember, sometimes we mess up a little bit during our session. So, all right, keep going and stop. I'm going to hit save. And I would like you to see up here now in my media in the folder, because I've kept the folder open, the media is rendering up above. Okay. And if I would like that to show up right here, maybe it's like talking points over. Okay. Now, what you notice here is that this is completely covering the text underneath. And remember, that is why this is normally the text layer up here. But I'm going to show you a trick. You can double click on your image and you can scale it down. So I could have it showing down here in the bottom, and then I could preview it. Okay, so now I can see it here and I can bring it underneath, or I could make this a little bit larger and I can go back to my other text, double click, and I can move that up. All right, and that is an easy way for you to layer. So then if I hit the space bar, okay. So now let's take a look at what a voiceover does. So if I want to just talk over this back to school night slide and walk the parents through how my stations and breakout rooms are going to be applied in virtual learning, I can go over here and I can click on narrate. It's going to give you another option for mute the video. And I strongly suggest doing this because if there is something in the background, you want to definitely make sure that you're not getting jumbled up and mixed up with that other audio. So I'm going to click on record. Gives you a countdown. So one of the ways that we are able to do just as much learning in the classroom is by doing virtual stations. So I'm going to walk you through how we do virtual stations with our students. Okay, so you can preview it. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Please script out. Please, please. This was an on-the-fly back to school night template that I just tossed in. So please script this out. All right, so here is your audio for that voiceover. Remember I said you could drop it and put it in here? You totally can. So then that way you can see how long it goes on the slide. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to decrease it back out. If I only want that slide to show the same amount as the voiceover, I'm just going to drag and I'm going to bring it to line up on the side. Okay. Now, if you wanted to bring all of your slides in at once, you can drag your mouse over, hold down on the click, and drag them all down together. It's going to give you an option. How much do you want for each slide? So if you think it's going to take you 60 seconds per slide to talk about it, great. Take off the apply Ken Burns. You don't need to zoom in and out. All right, and then as I tap my space bar, I see that it is going through this. Now you can add text above, you can add you talking in above, you can add a voiceover, but now I think you have the tools that you need in order to make a great video. So number one, let's go over this really quickly again. We've got my media. We made a folder. So when you're in my media, right click, new folder. Okay. Then once you're in that folder, okay, you are going to import slides if you so choose, or if you want to import from Screencastify because they save in your Google Drive, you can totally do that. And then your voiceovers are going to stay here, and any of the videos that you are making thus far using your recording tool or your narration tool. All right, and then last but not least, we are going to, if you want, you can choose a theme. You can give it an icy blast or sweet flare. And if you spend a lot of time on transitions and the formatting, make sure that you uncheck those boxes. You can add a theme soundtrack, and you can use this theme. Now what it did was it put transitions in for me between each space. And notice that it gives it a filter. So you may want that or you may not. It's totally up to you, but it kind of washed my face and my slides out. So just keep in mind that that is available, but you can always hit undo. These are our friends right here. Okay, so those are all of the tools that we are going to go over for this particular support resource, but I will show you how to finish and export to YouTube. You click on finish. All of this is in the resource that we're sending out. But you are going to make sure that that name is there. You've chosen video, choose the right thumbnail. And I will say this, the thumbnail usually is chosen by the time that it takes, the most time that it takes up during your video. So clearly the human anatomy title slide was the longest portion and it stood out. So that is why that is still there. I would choose HD quality. So then that way it has good quality for parents to watch. And then it automatically chooses the destination WeVideo. You're also going to choose Google Drive and YouTube. First rule of thumb, when you're saving files, make sure that you have backups and definitely go ahead and have that backup in your Google Drive. YouTube, it will automatically export over. So once you click on export, it's going to travel over there. And notice I toggled that public button. Sorry. But the public means that you would be able to find that or share that link directly from WeVideo if you needed to. And it's saying that this is the amount of time, okay, of the video. Now it's queued. You don't have to sit here and wait. Okay, so you can go back over and you can be working on other things while this is rendering. Okay, I'm going to pop us out of F11 so I get my screen back and show you here with exports so you can see where it would be kind of waiting for you. So right now it is still working in the background. Once you have that completed, it's there. And if you want to use portions of your WeVideo, you can always take this video and import it in and chop what you need to move back and make your other 3 or 4 videos, especially those of you who have electives. This is a lot. So yeah, and so that's just a quick overview of WeVideo. Please reach out to myself or Kim or Stephanie. We would be happy to help you. I do know that this is a week turnaround time that we're looking at here, and we wish you the best of luck, and we're here for you.